So, CJ, explain this Rantanen transaction for me, because the only way I'm pulling the trigger on that move is if I've had conversations with the agent and I know he's going to sign. Like, you bring a guy in there who you shock the hell out of him that he moved from Colorado, and then you just toss it out, hey, we got this deal for you. What do you think? And what if he's just like, I don't think so. Like, what on earth are they doing with him?
Well, I do know for sure that they didn't make the deal with the agent knowing ahead of time, or Mikko Rantanen knowing ahead of time. Obviously, it happened a month ago, and here we are in this moment now. I mean, then
So let me ask you: do you not think that that's bizarro world?
It's unusual for how teams operate, and I think Carolina is still banking on the fact that he might want to stay there. I mean, it's such a weird time though. He's played 7 games with the Hurricanes. He spent almost as much time with the Hurricanes physically since the trade as he did with Finland at the Four Nations. It's a hard situation with any city, any team. Like, this isn't disparaging what they got going on in Carolina, because that team's been a really strong team for a long time now. But it's hard to make that kind of big life decision so quickly. And so we'll see how this all shakes out. I don't think they have to have his signature on a contract by March 7th in order to keep him, but I suppose if he were to come to them and say, there's no way whatsoever I'm signing with the Hurricanes an extension, I mean, then they'd be left in a really interesting spot before the trade deadline. But yeah, I mean, look, this was a different kind of move. It was a big swing. I don't know that necessarily just because it started off, a little uncertain here, where Rantanen hasn't put up the points yet, and obviously they're trying to have these contract discussions that haven't produced a new deal. It doesn't mean it's going to end poorly, but yeah, this is not the way business is normally done with teams and big players. I think that's what made the trade rather so shocking there on January 24th. And here we are a month later, and we're still processing the fallout. And I think the Hurricanes are still working their way through where things go next.
Well, if he becomes available, then I'm sure a lot of teams are going to call on him that are playoff bound.
What are they going to get back to say? You canceled out Rantanen, and you also canceled out Natchez and Drury walking out the door.
I don't know, but Carolina's paying him $4.7 million or whatever it is. I think it was 50% retained.
They'll use that cap space to do it all over again this summer. I mean, to me, that's something was up with Natchez. Like, I think that relationship was strained, anyways. Don't you think that dad was a pain in the ass? And
it seemed that way, but if they can eat if they eat half of Rantanen's deal, and he's like $2.5 million on the second train between now and March 7th, it'd be pretty fascinating.